Right then, hello everyone and welcome to the preview for Burton Albion versus Hull City at the Pirelli Stadium in League One on Saturday the 6th of February 2020. As the match details come up on screen, I just want to make you lot aware that for the Lincoln game in midweek, if you are a season ticket holder, a member, whatever you want to call it, you have to use the code for iFollow to get that game for free, effectively. You have to use the code that they sent you on the 29th of December for that game, because the club have said they're not sending out replacement ones. So this is going out about midday. If you're watching this and you haven't got your code, you need to ring City and ask them to probably resend the email or do something about it. Anyway, on to team news then. Alfie Jones is out for around 10 days after limping off against Swindon with a hamstring problem. Gavin White is out for 2 to 4 weeks after picking up an ankle injury in training. Callum Jones is in training but a long way off returning to action after a 3-month hamstring injury layoff. Brandon Fleming, groin, Tom Eves, calf and Festa Sarter, thigh remain out injured. On to Ref Watch then. Sam Allison is the referee, with the two liners being Matthew Parry and Ravel Chiasiwa, I think. And Andrew Hendley is the fourth official. On to stats then. These are taken from the Tigers' encounter against Lincoln. Hull City had 12 shots against Lincoln. Of those 12, 3 were on target. Hull City had 51% of possession. Hull City committed 11 fouls. The Tigers made 25 tackles. City won 80% of aerial duels in the game. City made 533 passes in the game with a pass accuracy of 83%. Also adding in there, that is our fifth penalty. That game included our fifth penalty shootout of the season. 1 against Sunderland, 1 against Leeds, 1 against Stevenage in the FA Cup, 1 against Crewe in the Papa John's Trophy, and that one against Lincoln. What do I think then? Smallwood was poor on Tuesday, so was McGuinness, so was Burke. And I've seen an account, now this has been sent to a group chat which I'm in. I do not condone the behaviour at all. Just to clear up, someone in the group chat forwarded this story that someone not in the group chat has posted. The person who posted it is not in the group chat. This has just been shared about with us because it's absolutely disgusting. On with the preview. So, certain Hull City fan tweeted in response to Jordan Flores missing the penalty, "In fact, that all Irish player Jordan Flores, leave we want font wid of you." Font as in font on a Word document. Not gonna lie, I think a hamster with could score a pen, so that say a lot about our team. And as I've said there, he wasn't the only player who missed a penalty. James Scott's penalty was worse than his was. Smallwood's penalty was horrendous. I mean, you don't be so harsh on him. Don't be so harsh on him. Give him a break. Anyway. Speaking of James Scott, he looks completely void of any confidence at all. And I think we'll regret not loaning him out. Because I think he has so much promised us, James Scott, but I just don't think there's anything in there. There's any confidence in him. There's not a spark. He's had limited opportunities in this season so far. He needed a loan move into the lower end of the table, or maybe even dropping down into League 2 or back up to Scotland to get his confidence back a little bit. Anyway, on to head-to-head battles then. At the heading forward, we've got Dan Crowley having to get past Hayden, Carter, and heading backwards, Jacob Greaves will have to stop Kane Hemmings. On to current form now then. They're in worse form than we are, to say the very least. We beat Accrington 3-0, beat Portsmouth 4-0, lost to Accrington 2-0, beat Swindon 1-0. Drew 1-0 with Lincoln but lost 4-3 on penalties. Burton lost 5-1 to Lincoln, 4-3 to Wigan, 5-1 to Oxford, beat Gillingham 1-0 and then lost 1-0 to Ipswich. The league table then. I said about James Scott, getting him a loan move to a team like a Fleetwood, like an MK Dons. I mean, a team like that. Rochdale maybe as well, Shrewsbury, to give him a bit of confidence so we can have him back next season and he's got that spark in him that we know he can do. And he knows what he can do, we know what he can do. He's got bags of potential and he showed it in games last season. Well, one game last season. But it still applies. But we should have got him a loan move, and you can see up the top, Portsmouth there. Leapfrog Peterborough during the week. Accrington Stanley beat Bristol Rovers 6-1 in the week, jumping up to 7th. And they've got 3 games in hand on us. They could leapfrog us by 1 point. And Doncaster, 3 games in hand as well. They could absolutely fly past us. They could be 6 points ahead of us if they win their 3 games in hand. Looking on to around the grounds then on League One Matchday 28, Gillingham faced Lincoln in the Friday night kickoff. Accrington faced Northampton, Doncaster faced Oxford, Fleetwood Town faced Bristol Rovers, their first game under the guise of Simon Grayson. Ipswich faced Blackpool in the Papa John's Trophy quarter-final replay. MK Dons faced Sunderland. Peterborough faced Crewe. Peterborough beaten by Tranmere Rovers in the Papa John's. Portsmouth faced Plymouth, Rochdale faced Charlton, Swindon faced Shrewsbury and Wigan faced AFC Wimbledon. Memorable match now then. We're heading back to the 10th of April 2018 when we were under the management of Nigel Adkins. As we travel to the Pirelli Stadium in the Championship, we beat Burton 5-0. Harry Wilson, Kamil Grzycki, David Myler, Kamil Grzycki again, and Will Keane grabbed goals that night. Were you there when Will Keane scored? Let me know. Burton was an away day I was planning on doing this season, but that's COVID. Anyway, our team that night was absolutely excellent. I mean, just look at that. Look at that. Jesus. Mental. Anyway, moving on to last time out. 14th of November 2020, Burton travelled to the Cacom Stadium in League One. We beat them 2-0. They had COVID struggles that game, and they could only name 4 substitutes. Well, no, they could only name 6 substitutes. Sorry, I can't count. But Malik Wilkes and Hakiba Delican grabbed our goals that day. Moving on to shared shirts then, you might have seen in memorable match a player called Samuelson was on the highlighted in yellow, meaning he played for Burton. So therefore it's a shared shirt. Martin Samuelson was on loan at Burton in 2018, joined them in January on loan until the end of the season. In 9 games he didn't score. And for us, for Burton he was on loan from West Ham. For us, he's still contracted to us, but he's out on loan at Aalborg BK, who have an option to buy in that loan agreement. So far for City, I don't think Samuelson will play for the club again. But 18 games, 2 goals so far. Talking of loan agreements, we're going to head on to Transfer Roundup next, where I'm just going to run you through all the outgoings and incomings this January just gone. So, Hakiba Delican was on loan here, but he was recalled from loan by parent club Bristol City. Jordi Device was loaned out from us to QPR. That loan has an obligation to buy in it. Max Clark has been loaned to Torquay United until the end of the season. Martin Samuelson, as we mentioned there, has been loaned out to Aalborg BK in Denmark. That loan has a buy option if Martin Samuelson hits certain objectives, and obviously Aalborg want him. David Milinkovic has finally left the club. I wished him good luck when he initially moved to Vancouver on loan. Block me. Absolute Anyway, because he played 16 games on loan for Vancouver Whitecaps, they had to sign him permanently, but then he was instantly released by them. So, ha. Speaking of players who got what they deserve, Marcus Maddison's in League 2. You love to see it. John Hickey was released. He's played 1 game for the club. It was in the Papa John's Trophy earlier this season. And Dan Batty has left the club to Fleetwood. Disappointed in that. Anyway, on to incomings. Jordan Flores signed from Dundalk. Gavin White was brought in on loan from Cardiff City. Dan Crowley was brought in on loan from Birmingham City. And Max Clark returned to Hull from Vitesse Arnhem. On to my predicted 11 now then in Grant McCann's Magnifique 4-3-3 formation. We've got George Long in between the sticks. The right back is Louis Coyle in this team. Josh Emmanuel looked absolutely hopeless the other night. The two centre-backs are Reece Burke and Jacob Greaves. And at left-back slots in Callum Elder. Not Max Clark. The centre mids then. First one is Richie Smallwood. I would have dropped Richie Smallwood because he was absolutely shocking on Tuesday. But Alfie Jones is injured, so that's great fun. Smallwood is alongside George Honeyman and Greg Doherty in the centre of midfield. Malik Wilkes is on the right. There's murmurs of him being injured. As I said in the preview for the Lincoln game, he was hobbling when he came off. But I think he'll be fine. Dan Crowley on the left and Keane Lewis Potter lead the line. The bench is Matt Ingram, James Scott, Josh Emmanuel, Regan Slater, Max Clark, who I think will get subbed on in this game, by the way, Josh McGuinness, and Billy Chadwick. That's the team in picture form then, and that's the team out there on the pitch. Big question is, will it get the win as we move on to my predicted score? I think we'll bounce back from the exit of the Papa John's to record a 3-0 win at the Pirelli Stadium. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I'll see you later. Goodbye.